In a previous video, we took a look at a law-friendly version of the Chrysler PT Cruiser, and I asked, is it possible to make the PT Cruiser look good? Some of you disagreed, but some of you were convinced too, which was nice. Well, today, I want to look at the Bordeaux Sancy, which is a law-friendly version of the original Alpine A110, a car that I have always found to be very good looking. There were definitely a few variants on the A110 that I thought looked a little off, but generally the one that was used for rally racing and stuff like that, I thought was awesome. And so that's why I'm going to pose the opposite question here. Is it possible to make the Alpine A110 look bad, but also good? I want to do a good build because it's a good car and I want to do it justice. So we should probably find somewhere nice to park up. How about right here, overlooking the Pacific Ocean? Actually, that's a good point. What's this ocean called in GTA 5 lore? I don't know, actually. So here she is in all of her glory. We'll open the doors in just a second. Just want to take a look at some of the details, because this is a really nicely built, lore-friendly mod for GTA 5. This looks amazing. We've got the Sancy badging right here on the bumper, which is very cool. We have the light set up. We've got a little bit of an eyelid as well. We've got the S badging for the Sancy. This is the Sancy B4, as you can see there. On the back, we have our Bordeaux Sancy badges again. A nice Bordeaux badge as well. Looks very atomic. We also have our really cool lights here on the rear. Nice chrome bumper. We've got these chrome bits here that I'm not entirely sold on. I hope we can get rid of them. And we also have chrome going all the way around the side as well. And these wheels that it comes with. Very nice. Opening up doors and everything else, the boot is actually at the front, which has a spare wheel, nicely matched up with the real one here. And we've also got the fuel tank, I guess? The fuel tank's in the front, maybe? Also some hidden bits down the side here as well, ECU, some air duct piping as well. We have our interior, we've got our doors here, looking very nice. I don't know if this is taken from something already, but it looks nice and it fits in perfectly with the car. And then we have what is not the boot, but actually the engine bay. Looking very nice. This is very well detailed, nicely modeled. Lots of attention to detail here, even down to these bits here with screws in. So much detail has gone into this. It's very cool. On to tuning parts then. We actually have a decent amount of stuff to check out. So let's start off with our spoilers. We have the stock, we have the small lip, which hides the badging. The badging's still there, it's just hidden. Then we have the large lip. Both of these are being held on like this. And then we have the rally spoiler, completely molded in, gets rid of that badging and smooths off that line as well. These ones are kind of like race spec ones where they're just trying to keep it as light and easy to change as possible. This one looks like a really cool build, although it says the rally spoiler, so maybe the rally one in real life was also molded like that, but that's my theory. I'm going to go with this one because I think that looks the highest quality, and I want to start off with a good build. Then we'll try and see if we can make this look terrible. So on the front bumper, we have the stock. We have remove front bumper. Okay, and this gets rid of the bumper, but keeps these bits in here. But it does give us the Sancy badging underneath that we wouldn't have seen, because instead we had Sancy written here. Why? Dude, really? So there it is removed. Then we have the fog lights, which just adds some 4 extra fog lights in. Then we have the covered fogs. We have the painted bumper, which gets rid of that original big bumper, but gets rid of, or at least hides, these bits here by placing this over the top, but keeps that badging in the middle. I think that looks really nice. It's got a nice timeless look to it. We also have that version with the fogs as well. We have that with the covered fogs. We then have the race bumper. This bit I'm not too sure of. This actually might be what I use on the next build to make an ugly one, because I don't really like the way that looks and fits. Yeah, not too sure on that. But we have that with a tow hook. We have that with a tow strap. We have that with a couple of fog lights. We have that with covered fog lights. We have then combinations of all of those different things. I really like the stock front bumper. I really like this bumper with the frogs, and I also like the painted bumper. For this one, I kind of want to go for that rally-esque look, so I think it's going to have to be this one. But actually, instead of doing it with the bumperless one, we'll do it this way with the painted bumper as well. Looks nice and high quality. Rear bumper, only a couple of options. We have the stock, we have removed, we have painted, and I think it's going to have to be painted. Yeah, that looks great. And also matches up with the one that's on the front. On the skirts, we have mud flaps, which I guess would suit with the fact that these rocks are really annoying. This matches up with the rally look, but it's not my thing. And these race skirts are very, I mean, they would definitely go with the race bumper, but no, it doesn't really look good. Also, just realized there wasn't a rear bumper that would have matched either. Yeah, I'm gonna go with stock. I don't really like the mud flap look, and I want this to be a rally inspired, but something perhaps more driven on the road. Exhaust options, we have the stock, we have the double, we have the big bore. I like what they've done with the piping here. We then have the lightweight one, definitely a lot more understated, and then we have the performance exhaust. Interesting, they all sweep round to the other side instead of just coming out of here. If I'd have gone for the lightweight exhaust, I would have skipped all the pipe on that side and just make it come out here, because look, the exhaust piping comes from this section anyway, so just make it shorter. Less airflow restriction, less weight. That would have been my choice anyway, but I think I'm going to go with that big bore because I think it looks really nice and I like how that pipe looks. Then on the hood, which is at the back, we have the stock. We have the mesh vent, get some extra airflow in. We have the mesh vent with a sectioned cover. We have the reinforced vent, and then we have the lightweight mesh. How does the lightweight mesh compare? Oh, I see it's got like a slightly plasticky border around it. The other one doesn't. I kind of like this one, the reinforced vent, just because we also get a bit of paintedness in there, and we've got some nice little, I guess it's chrome? Looks kind of more like white to me, but I guess it's chrome. Yeah, it shines, it's chrome. We then have options for some tow bar stuff at the back. These I don't think really suit where this bumper is. I feel like it would have gone somewhere else. I don't like how they look. I'm not going to go for those. On the front, we have some splitter options here. We have the plastic splitter. We have the shaped splitter, which looks lovely. We then have the performance splitter, which looks even lovelier. Both look great. Then we have these with external oil coolers. And another one here. And then some different combinations of these. I don't really want to go for that external oil cooler look. So I think I'm going to go for this performance splitter because that looks really nice. Actually, I take it back. The shape splitter, I think, goes with more of a classic look that I'm trying to go for on this build. So we'll go with that one. We'll upgrade the engine and the brakes and the transmission and everything else. We don't have suspension options. Okay, so starting off with the extras, we're going to start off with our interior color, which changes this part of the seat, and I think only that part. Also the stitching around the seats as well. I kind of just want to go with a black on that one, I think. Actually, there is no option for black here, I'm noticing. In that case, I'm going to go with the darkest color, which is probably going to be Shadow Silver. On the plate holder, we can remove that front plate, which is very good. I was kind of hoping we could do that. We also have remove license plates all together. Oh, that's smooth. That is nice and smooth, but I do want to drive this on the road, so I'm going to keep that rear plate on. What other options do we have? We also have the rally plate option, which adds the rally plate there. And then we also have that with removed plates for the full look. Oh, it's also on the rear as well. Wonderful. Well, I don't really want to go for that particular look on this one, so I'm just going to go for remove front license plate. On the interior, we have the options of lightweight seats, which has just completely undone the paint color that I was doing. Then we also have the roll cage. Okay, if we want the roll cage, we might want to keep that, or we go for the full lightweight setup. I think I'm going to go for the full lightweight setup and roll cage. We also have an option of an antenna right there on the top, which also adds in more than the antenna. It adds in all this in here. So I guess if you want this in here, you need that out there. But I kind of want to keep the classicness somewhat. I mean, I know I've changed it for these sort of retro style bucket seats and this, but I want to keep the dash not looking too crazy and modern. We also have the options of a sun strip. Not for this one. We have the trunk, which is going to be... What is it going to be? The boot deflector, which is this little bit here, which makes me wonder what. Do we have an option to get rid of the roof and have no windscreen? Or what's that for? exactly? What does that do? How does that help? What's it? If anyone knows what that would do being there, please let me know, because I'm kind of a bit confused with it. Then we also have a bunch of taped light fixture settings. Let's have a scroll through. Oh, okay. We also have covered versions. Covered fogs. That's a look. That's a look. I might do 3 builds on this one, by the way. So, yeah, I want to try something else out. We also have loads of different combinations. This one's actually got it over the glass dome. Interesting. And basically loads of different combinations. We've also got covered headlights as well. I imagine just combos of everything, including everything covered. Oh, that's very cool. It's very cool. Not for this build, though. I'm not going to tape up my headlights. I get why it's there. I mean, I know there's also eyelids, which adds a little something. Maybe I'll add the eyelids just as a little something, a little extra detail. Then we also have some rear scoop options. We have an intake vent scoop right there. We then have, remove intake grills. And then we also have this with the scoop. I like the scoop. I'm going to go with the scoop. I like that a lot. We then have the option to remove side trim, which I guess we should probably do or paint it. Oh, actually, I'm going to paint it because I like the line being down there. It might look a little bit too smooth on this particular build, so we'll just have that painted. We then have some straps on our front bonnet here. Just some nice green straps. Or we have, what's this? This is on the rear as well. Do like a bit of strap. Or we have them on both. It's very cool. It's very retro. I do quite like that. I'm going to go for them. Would be nice if we could change the color, though, instead of just having green. I guess it matches with the seatbelts, at least. Then on to liveries, we have the stock. We have the Bordeaux white stripes, which also adds it to the eyelids and that. And I am not a fan. I am not a fan of that. We then have the black version. We then have the dark. We have the light. We have the tricolour French flag, of course. This isn't Alpine. This is a French car. We have the Édition Française. I'm sure I'm saying that absolutely terribly. Then we have the Weekend Racer, which is quite nice and understated, actually. But it does have that bit on the side. And it does have a little Atomic Tires logo there as well. Kind of wish we just had that stripe with nothing else. We then have a bunch of different options here. Russ oil as well. Driven by Lewis Hamilton, apparently. We have the Redwood. We have the Pussycat. Nice pink one. We have the Arrow. We have the Zero Gas. And then we have the Bean Machine. I don't really want to go for a livery on this one. They're cool, and I'm sure these are references to things that I do not understand myself, or at least don't remember right now off the top of my head. But there are the liveries, and I kind of wish that this stripe didn't have this bit on the side. This bit and the Atomic Tires logo. Kind of wish it was just the stripe, because I think the stripe on its own is pretty cool. Guess for this one, we're going to have to keep it stock. On to paint colours, and I've just got to dark steel. And there is something so elegant about it being in this colour. Here's the thing. These Alpines, we normally see them in blue. And if I look through all these different shades of blue, it does look great in all of them. In fact, that nautical blue looks really nice as well. That's the thing. A car that looks good in every colour. None of these looks wrong. I mean, that gasoline green looks fantastic on it. Lime green even. Even lime green, I think it works. But there's something about this dark steel that instantly grabbed me. And I've got to have it. Then on the secondary colour, because we've got our roll cage, well, we could matte black it, I guess. That's nice. That's classy. Yeah, let's go for matte black. Now, honestly, I could probably just complete it here because these wheels look fantastic, but I am going to try and find a nice set of matching wheels. And I guess it's going to have to be the Giga Mesh. I mean, what these are based on, the BBS RS, is just a timeless wheel. I've always wanted to own one of these wheels in real life. Every car that has this set of wheels looks amazing. Granted that you probably have to get the fitment right to get it looking incredible, but still looks amazing with these wheels on no matter what the car is. So I'm going to go for those. They match perfectly. And whilst it could be tempting to do something like red wheels because it does go with the grey, or maybe even a green because it goes with the green that we have elsewhere, I actually think I'm going to keep it just stock. Now in V-Stancer, I'm going to make the wheels slightly smaller because I think they look a little bit too big with these custom wheels on. And then slam it down. On the rear, it's pretty much perfect like that, maybe. We just need a little bit less on the front here. So we'll just bring that height down. The problem is actually with that massive splitter, we can't get it much lower than that. We'd have to take the splitter off if we wanted a really low look. And you know what? That's what I'll do. And that's going to allow me to bring that height down on the front. Ooh, I'm not going to make it too crazy, but I still want to get a little bit of rake in there. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh, look at that. Oh, it's just, you've always got to have the front load and the rear. That rake, mwah, chef's kiss. Wonderful. Well, it definitely took me a while to deliberate this first build, considering we have 2 more to go. But I'm absolutely in love with this. It's so simple, so timeless, so classic. Oh, it just works so brilliantly. And I'll tell you what, it's not the fastest thing. It's an old car. We know it's not going to be silly quick, but it's not slow. It's no slouch. So I'm now going to try and build something ugly and see if we can make this look terrible. Let's go. And, well, just to settle your eyes before I pan the camera right, here it is. I guess it's possible to make them look ugly, and we've done it. It probably helps by the fact that I really do not like this bumper, and I really do not like these skirts. But I tried to not just make this a mismatch of parts, I tried to have some sort of thought process to this one. So I've gone for the sun strip, just because, I don't know, the person who owns this would like to just stick stuff on. Okay, this is the one bit where I just stuck it on because I wanted to use it in this video. But other than that, everything's got a meaning. This is just because they are into rally, so they had some taped lights in, and they couldn't really get a bumper for the back, so they just kept the standard chrome bumper on. They cut a hole and just put some mesh into the bonnet, or the boot lid bonnet. I don't know, it's very hard to explain when these are the wrong way around. And then they went for this modern set of wheels, and they tried to color match it in the same green, but because they went for such a fancy, weird green yellow flip, there was no way they were going to get that on the wheels instead, so the wheels are slightly off color, and also because they have no concept of suspension mods or fitment, it's got rake where the back is actually lower than the front, which looks absolutely terrible, and it's just really high because the fact that the wheels are bigger, so it's lifted the car up more, and that's what we've ended up with. And I've also, if you've noticed, added some flashing RGB neon lights underneath the car that change color and everything as well, just to add to it. Just someone with no taste who's bought one of these. That is the theme for this build. I think I've done a good job. Maybe there's someone out there that's watching this video that thinks this is the greatest car I've ever built. I just imagine there's a comment like, finally you build something good. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with no, just because of just how amazing this one looks. I'm gonna do one more quick build. Just one more quick one before we finish. So let's go. And here we have the final thing right here. This is the rally build. Now, I didn't go for the crazy rally lights and stuff like that. I just went for the sort of low-cost rally. I've gone for the mud flaps. I've gone for the plastic thing with the oil cooler on the outside. I've got rid of the bumpers. I've put the plaque on. I've gone for the livery. And yeah, I haven't really done much else to it. I've gone for the cage. I've gone for all of the racing stuff that's on the interior. I've gone for this twin exhaust at the back here, taken the plates off, making this a proper rally car, and I think I've done a pretty good job with this. I would say that is 3 completely different builds right here. We have the amazing street build, which is still my favorite. We have this absolutely god-awful creation trying to make this as ugly as possible, and then we have this, the rally version. All dirty, all racing. Let me know what you think. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below out of these 3. If you have watched all the way to the end, you can say kaplonk in the comment section below. And that's it. If you've enjoyed this build, go and watch a different build. There's this one right here on the screen. Click that. You'll go check out another car, another build, another video. Until then, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.